What's up, you guys? I thought I'd just showcase a total body workout utilizing this new setup I got here after this post-Christmas binge. I know I just definitely gained probably 5 pounds just gorging on cookies, beer, and just stuffing myself silly basically. So I thought I'd kind of showcase a workout that I was basically struggling through, but I had a lot of fun kind of getting through it. I don't know how many of you guys like these kind of videos, these content videos of me with this new equipment. I know a lot of you guys don't have this equipment, but I do know there's a lot of you guys that do like watching these workouts for various reasons, for exercise ideas and hopefully some equipment ideas and recommendations as well. As always though, if you guys like this content, please like the video down below, share the video. If you like this content, you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and links to all the equipment is found down below. Really, again, I want to keep showcasing this equipment. I'm going to do a whole video with this in the future. I'm not necessarily trying to make you guys buy exactly the same things I have, but I legitimately just love this setup. I think it is the perfect setup. If this is the setup I recommend, I'm going to keep recommending to friends and family that talk about just getting new equipment, just because I think it really does everything. Now, it's not to say I'm trying to get away from the Total Gym. I'm definitely not. I love the Total Gym, but I think the Total Gym, as you can see collapsed there down below, or the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks that I use, as it's collapsed down below, is really easy to kind of just, again, pull it out of the storage closet and set it up even in between sets. So this workout, I showcased a little bit of everything. And there's even some more stuff in the future that I'm going to show you guys that I have planned that I think go well with these things. That is still, with everything, is just very affordable, keeps a low footprint, and again, just makes working out fun. But before I forget, as always, you can see timestamps down below to the circuit. I believe I did 3 different circuits, but this first circuit, I actually had 3 sets. You're only seeing the 3rd set. And you're kind of seeing me kind of going back to I said this in a previous video, my classical, I shouldn't say classical roots, but basically a period of time like around 2010 where I was huge into calisthenics. And I'm just kind of getting back into it. These inverted presses, or inverted presses on the TRX, and then pull-ups. And I gotta say, I didn't say this in the first video, but my pull-ups actually felt pretty good for not doing them in a long time, from only just doing the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks or Total Gym as like my only primary kind of close resemblance to a pull-up. Even these pistol squats, I know I'm kind of cheating this. I'm pulling on purpose to kind of just get some little more repetitions in the legs, get a little more tension in the legs. But definitely my pistol squats for sure have gotten a little weaker, and just from not using them as much. And again, you're seeing me I wanted to showcase this, just how easy, again, real time, just setting up my Weider Ultimate Bodyworks really is. And I know I say this a lot. I'll say this in the following video coming up. Why I love this setup so much and why I recommend this setup is because of its affordability. And I know people keep asking me about, or maybe even probably thinking about, why don't I just get a regular Total Gym versus Weider Ultimate Bodyworks? And again, because this thing it's so cheap, and I like recommending things that are cheap and affordable and get the job done. Yes, you can pay a little bit more for some of the premium stuff with the Total Gym, but this Weider Ultimate Bodyworks thing or the prior name to this, has been around, at least with me, for around over 10 years and is working fine. This drop step lunge to a row, I love this. You can see it works out perfectly with my power blocks, which I linked those down below, but again, they're getting kind of pricey, but I do love power blocks. But even in the first video when I talked about this pulley, don't feel like you have to use a dumbbell. You could put this into like a heavy duffel bag, find creative ways. Obviously, if you have a kettlebell, a number of different ways. There's videos on these pulleys where they're like pulling their kids. I don't know if I would trust that yet, but there's all sorts of videos where people are strapping all sorts of things to these pulleys. And even like things like this, you see me doing. I don't know the last time I did a side plank. Honestly, when I used to play a TRX bands, I did them a lot, and that's not because I'm like trying to work my core, quote unquote, or just feel like I gotta work my abs. It's more just because it's something different to do. It's fun. It's a different body part to work within this workout. But first and foremost, just because it's fun. And it's just something a little bit interesting. And yeah, it's hard, but it's not like it's like a grueling type of hard. And that's what I kind of like doing. That's what a lot of my workouts really are. They're always kind of switching it up to different exercises, reps, different modalities and things like that, just so I don't personally get bored. And hopefully that's what you guys kind of like seeing. So again, if you guys like this kind of content, if you guys want to see more workouts like that, just let me know, because a part of me is like, I don't know, do you guys really want to see these workouts if you guys don't have this stuff? But with that being said, I highly encourage this type of equipment. I'm not really endorsing or showing anything that I myself am not doing, especially now since I don't know if I mentioned in the previous video, I'm totally just abandoned my own gym membership for just working out at home, and I don't think I'm sacrificing anything, especially with this new setup. In fact, I will show a kind of another way I'm going to be trying out with, I actually do have a barbell in my garage, and some unique ways of just using dumbbells and kind of racking them onto the barbell, and I'll let you know how that feels. But I'm not too worried about squatting. I think that pull-up bar is very useful. You're going to see me kind of move the TRX bands over and then just see how I just kind of generally just kind of switch over to the next exercise. I apologize for, I'm a work in progress with these camera angles, so sorry for bear with me. I'm getting better kind of getting these angles up, but sometimes I forget, like in this frame where I forgot to move it over. But basically that's that with this circuit. I'm gonna stop ranting a little bit and I'll check back. All right, so if you guys stuck with me so far, thank you for doing that. This is the last circuit. This is going to be just basically, again, the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks is set up here in front, and just doing some frontal raises. And then eventually, I meant to ideally do frontal raises and then go into some curls here, but I think after these frontal raises, I will go into the basically the bridge row with the TRX band, which is again a nice kind of staple that I think I'll be doing a lot of these now with this new setup here. And then basically, oh, here we go. So I do go into the curls here. I thought I forgot about that. Maybe in the seconds that I forget, but you can do more or less of these. And definitely, again, apologize for the angle here, but once I do this, I get up in this row. If it wasn't for the camera angle, I probably would spin around the other way, or I think it was because I had those power blocks weighted down there. I'm gonna find some other ways to kind of weight this thing down in the future, but nothing's wrong with rowing from this angle. Again, the only reason I didn't was maybe because I got my feet would be, I would like to kind of put my feet over the power block with the walls there, otherwise I would do that. And then here's just that tricep extension. I did this in the first video with the pulley. Just feels really good. I especially, this is one of the things I mentioned before in previous videos with the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks, that one thing that always I didn't like as much, I definitely like it, but if there's one exercise that for the upper body I don't like as much, it's tricep extensions on the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks. They feel pretty good, but for some reason I can never get that. Something always is a little bit kind of like a nagging, not a pain, but just a little bit of pull kind of in my elbow that I can't, seems to be hard to kind of control with different angles. Not bad, but my point is I like this, just feels way better. I love this pulley for obviously for back stuff, but for these press downs, they're feeling really smooth, even considering this dumbbell. Now you see this thing kind of jumping around a bit. That's only because if you saw the pulley up top, sometimes you just got to make sure you spin the pulley around so it's facing you, but that's why that dumbbell likes to jump around a bit. That, and also the fact that I was kind of like just at each first rep doing a little burst with the first rep, and that kind of started the momentum. But obviously that just takes some time to kind of get used to that thing swinging, or just find a good cadence with it. But basically that's it. I kind of do these things for about 3 sets. There was like a little filler at the end that I didn't show. I know some people, if you want to see some freestyle stuff, sometimes I do that at the end just to kind of touch up on a bunch of random stuff like a mini circuit, but there's no rhyme or reason to those. That's why I kind of don't show those in there. But these are, again, just some good tried and true exercises. All of them are coupled together. At the very least, I think if you guys had a Total Gym or a Weider Ultimate Bodyworks and you just got that cat barbell rack, I think that alone would be a huge just kind of addition to so many things that could pop, that just open some doors for you. I linked the TRX bands down below, but there's tons of actual like other cheaper variations. I don't know, I always use the TRX bands, so they just feel natural to me. But tons of different things you can do. But this whole setup, I'm gonna do a whole video on this. I'm ballparking it. If you got a pair of dumbbells, I can't imagine it being over $600 for this setup. That's including a decent amount of dumbbells, adjustable dumbbells that I've linked down below as well too. So very affordable, very good setup that really you have a myriad and a wealth of exercises that you guys could possibly choose from. No longer will there be that excuse about, you know, not being able to work the legs as much, or being limited to just laying down and doing seated exercise with the Total Gym or Weider Ultimate Bodyworks. If you got something like this, there's tons of quote unquote functional exercises you guys can start incorporating with a setup like mine. And just because of the footprint, I always keep saying this, but it just doesn't take up much space. I know some people like dedicated gyms, and I'm thinking about that only because my wife just wants me to with a room. But even so, my point is, with my house, I do not want just a big room full of weights. And to me, I just don't like clutter, even though I'm horrible at controlling it. But also the fact that, you know, when you start buying all this stuff, it starts to kind of take over you. And that's just from experience, especially when you talk about things like weight plates and weight trees. Not a huge deal. But first off, you know, the big thing too is a lot of people, I think my videos are kind of for the common man here, that they don't cost a lot of money. A lot of people don't have a lot of money to kind of throw around. They're also kind of apprehensive on if they're actually going to use the equipment. And there's nothing worse than spending a lot of money or hunting down for equipment and you end up never using it. So I think with this stuff here, it's tried and true stuff. None of this stuff is really gimmicky. You can see the rower in the background. That would be something, again, that I'm happy with that purchase, because I love the rower. That's something even my wife likes using that. That would be something that would be iffy if someone thought that's a bigger ticket item that's has a kind of a sole purpose to it. Even that has some flexibility with it, but that I could see some people maybe be having a regretful purchase. But the Weider Ultimate Bodyworks that costs like $150 sometimes, even this calf squat rack for $100, even if worst case you just donated everything, you know, you wouldn't be out that much money. So I'm ranting a little bit just to kind of fill up space here at the end. If you guys got this far, thank you as always for watching. Any questions or comments about any of the equipment or the exercises, and especially on stuff you guys want to see in the future, please let me know. Any room for improvement, please let me know as well. And thank you again for watching. I appreciate it.